All right, hello. It's been a little while. A little update, what's been going on, and so I'm gonna kind of ramble a bunch of stuff off here. I was gonna do like 3 separate videos, but it's getting kind of late, so I'm going to just do this one single video and try to keep it under about 15 minutes. Um, so first of all, I would like to say that the 8 pairSUMs is now on my charts. So anybody who follows it on here or on Lotto odds, you can look at these charts now, and it's right here. I got rid of a few things. You'll see right here 8 pairSUMs. So it's kind of nice having it color coded, and then you can just go over to the information page and you can find it right here. So the green are the ones, obviously the blue are the twos, and the red are the threes, and you can play it by group if you want to play the whole color. Or you can eliminate a color. I'm more interested in that, like when there's 3 threes or 2 threes or something like that. It removes a good chunk of numbers, so especially removing that 3 from the front, and it gives you an idea of what's going on. Here there was 4 of them. I was able to hit. So anyway, so I'm going to just tell you that the 8 pairSUMs is on here, and what's nice is you can look at it on the information page, but also you can do, in the inspection, you can do, the frequency chart and then the chances chart. You can find out, kind of do exactly what I'm doing with the SB pairs and the SBP and times drawn. I'm still trying to work that one out and how to use this one. But for just off the top, I would say I use it because, how I use it is, like I showed you, if there's 2 threes or if like 1 2 is out for a while, because 1 2 hits, it's like the top hitting one in all states. So when you see that's out for a while, I'll go for that one. More on that. I'll do another video specifically on this later. I just want to show that that's on there now. And then the SBP is right here, and then the SB pairs. And these are the V tracks, A tracks, which I follow once in a while, but I find myself really focusing on this one and this one, and now I'm kind of throwing this in there too. So I was able to get this number today. I was able to win. I only played 50 cents on it, but I only had it down to 12 or 13 numbers too. So, and I did it pretty quick. 7 was due. I was also able to win on this one. The 8 was due. I think it was that one, or maybe it was this one. I don't remember. I think it was this one. And then I was able to win in Minnesota, and I was able to get Minnesota's down to 2. Now, I had it down to 6, but then I did another rundown. No, I had it down to 4, and then I did another rundown. I got it down to 2. So I was able to actually get it box pairs down to 4 and 2. And I did the exact same thing for this one. I had it down to 13 numbers, but then I did another rundown, and I was able to see in brackets I have on a piece of paper here, I have it down to 2, and I only played it for 50 cents because I really honestly thought it was going to be a different number. But anyway, so I've been doing really good when it comes to box. I've been getting those, but I haven't had any straights in a while, so I'm going to really try to get on that straights. Now, that being said, I wanted to say that the new straight system is up and running. So now this is a whole different ball game, because the only gaps you're going to have are the doubles. Okay. Everything else will be accounted for. So it's really nice. I'll probably have it changed so that there's a blue. I would like the blue next to anytime there's a 0 through 3 used, because see, it can be kind of, you think that it wasn't used and it was used. See that? So I'm gonna have that changed. So yeah, this is pretty cool, and I'm still trying to figure out the best way to use this, but you can also go to the information page here for the straight tracking. So now it's a little different. Now it's singles only. There's 4 color groups, 180 numbers per color. Okay, this is the red, the blue, the purple, and the green. This is all singles. There's 18 patterns per color. So in the red group, there are 18 patterns. In the blue group, there's 18 patterns. In purple and green, there is 18 patterns. There are 10 numbers in each of the patterns. Okay. So, and then actually the blue is actually does hold the sum 9. It's not showing up in here, but tomorrow I'll ask Mike to put the 9 there because it's in here. And then also, like I said, the 0, 1, 2, or 3 when it's used, even for a double, I think it should be blue, so it shows you how often that's used. So I'm still trying to learn ways to use this. So I'm going to be working on that here in the next few days. Of course, you can say, oh, look, the green's the most due, but that's not, or the blue, and the blue, honestly, the light blue, just looking at this right off the bat here for Wisconsin here, actually, I got to update that. So that's actually, might can change it. Oh, so that light blue is definitely due. And the reason, what's nice though is about this is if you look at this, the light blue holds 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 23, 24. Well, obviously the heavy hitters are going to be the 10 and 11, right? The 10 and 11. The red group is just straight up heavy hitter. And then the purple is going to hold, these 3 here are going to be the bigger ones. More specifically, these 2. Green, which one's the heavy hitter in the green? I'd say maybe the 8 or the 18. So, and like the green, if you look at it, isn't going to hit as often, but actually hit pretty more than you'd think. But, you can look at the frequency charts. You can look at the chances. You can find out which ones hit the most for each state, which can be useful. Like the red is obviously 12, 13, and 14. So if you see that out for a long time, it's coming back. That's not going to stay out typically that long across any state. All right. So look at the light blue. So light blue has not hit now since 7, 6. And look at this. That blue is going to be coming back for sure. See, this is straight form too. So I'm thinking, what was the last blue that just hit? Now this is kind of rough when I'm doing this. I have different ways of doing it. I'm just trying to show you. Anyway, so the last one was a 9, then 11, then 11, 11, 10, 3, 9, 10, 11, 5, 11, 3, 9, 9. So that's just one way of looking at it. Obviously, I'm not even saying playing all these. Like, remember the 9 is in here, so I would say probably the 9, 10, or 11 will be hitting here, like probably tomorrow. It's definitely coming up. That's for sure. Sorry, I got so much open here, I can't even think. So it's right here. And it's, like I said, the frequency charts, I'm going to do another video that's going to be later. That's going to be just on the straight tracking system and what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. And also another one on the 8-pair system. So that way, like I said, like over in Lotto odds, David with the 8-pair, it's really nice over there to track that. And it's just nice in here now to have it so you can see it in color, maybe that'll help. It seems to help me. So, and then you'll see here, I just wanted to show one more thing on something else. I'm kind of jumping around, but if you look at Minnesota, I was able to tell tonight that a purple was going to hit. It wasn't guaranteed, but there's a high chance, and that's because purple hits a lot in Minnesota, and that's what it was. It was purple, and I don't think I noticed anything else. I'm trying to think of what I want to talk about besides the new stuff here, and I got box a few times. Oh, I was able to win box on this one here 4 times. So I don't even know what I got off that, because it wasn't all 100% box. I did some straight box, so I was only getting 40 on some of them, but I got 80 on a few of them. So that was a nice win. I thought I got another one. Oh man, I missed today's. I had 831 a few different times, and then I had 834 a few different times. And really, that drives me crazy. I want to show you how I've been getting my numbers so low, but Okay, so here's one thing. It's 10 minutes in already. So let me show you this. So I did not refresh this yet. And you'll see here, this is that single box pair pattern. Okay. Remember what that is? Okay. Here's the single box. This is called SBP. This is the single box pairs. Sorry. This is the SBP single box pattern. This is the SB pairs. Okay. So you'll notice here I did not refresh this, but this was for midday. So midday was that what was midday? I was able to get bought. I won that today. Whatever. It was like 773 something because I knew that 7 was due. I think it was the 743, wasn't it? Whatever. See, these are the patterns that hit. See, that 8 was yellow and it was out for like a super long time. I knew that was going to come back. It was either the 8 or the 6 today. And sure enough, that's what it was, the 8. But now, look at, I did not refresh, and look at, these were the top 3, 6, 5, 13. Now watch when I go to, when I refresh it. That 13 was used. You see that? Top 3 again. It's so awesome. If, like I said before, if you don't see the top 3, one of the top 3 used, in the chances chart for maybe 2 to 3 draws or even 1 to 3 draws, it's going to hit. It just seems to be that way. It's not guaranteed, but this is one of the methods that I start with. So if it really shows something, like look at Minnesota right now. This is the current. So 4, 11, and 15 were used. Let's see where it fell. There it is, 15, top 1. See that? All right. So let's go and do another one. I know I already did this before in a different video, but I'm just randomly picking them. Let's just do whatever, Texas, altogether Texas. So 8, is this still, yeah, okay. 8, 11, 14 was used. Let's go to the previous. Okay, it was not used. See that? It must have been a double. Wait, no, I don't know why that didn't. It should show something. They couldn't all been used. Let me look at that once. All right, it's gonna be like 20 minutes. 8. Oh wow, they were there. Look at that. That's crazy. That, oh my gosh, that sucks so bad. Oh man, I feel for you in Texas. I hate when this happens. Drives me crazy when the same number is pulled. Oh, I hate that. Okay, so that's why we're seeing that right there. So let's go to one I wanted to show you. This is a means of like how I get it below 500 straights. First, I start in box typically. So look at Florida right now. Okay, right now we got 6 was used. Where was 6 previously? 6 was not used from the top. So, and then 1 was used. So where was that? 1 was in the top 5. So let's go back. I got 3, 9, and 13. 3, 9, and 13. Nothing again. So there's going to be 1 pulled here from the top here. Any draw now in Florida. I'm not going to look at the midday alone. I'm just going to look at the combined right now. So 12, 4, 11, and 14. One of these is going to be pulled. Now, here's the interesting thing about that. If you go to the 1 to 10% filter, which can be found in the statistics, okay, all the way down, you'll notice here SBP colors. That's what I have this open to. You could open it to the pair patterns, and it shows you each state which ones are out the longest. But right now, I'm just going to do the colors like I've showed before. This is a good way to start and have like a high chance of the winner being in here, like a super high chance. So look at this. The only state right now at 1% is Florida midday, and it's yellow. Yellow in general, not in any particular order. So let's go over and look at Florida. I'll show you what I'm talking about, which I've already showed before. But a couple good things about this too. First of all, let's go to, because it was midday. It was midday specific. specific. I can't talk. See, midday. So we're going to go over to midday. And then you're going to notice, first of all, look at that. 3 doubles in a row. High chance for a single tomorrow. And you're going to notice right away off the top of this, there hasn't been a yellow in how many draws? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 draws. And just to save time, I went through all this. That is the longest since since at least Christmas, probably even further back since Christmas. So guess what? There's a high chance that there's going to be a yellow pulled tomorrow. And I don't know what position it's going to drop in. All I know is that a yellow is due. And a yellow is more than likely going to hit tomorrow in the midday. And if it doesn't, I would, like I said, bet the house on it because it's going to come, like for sure. And okay, so what is the yellow? The yellow, if I can go to the information page, oh my gosh. Okay, so go down here to the yellow is right here. Single box pair patterns right here, yellow. So we're going to copy all of the yellow for now. Not saying I'm going to play all those. I'm just showing you. So we're going to go over to the slasher and do box. And then we're going to do down to pairs boxed. I'll drop that in there. Starts you off with 121. I could have just copied it from right here. It's even easier than doing all that. But this is nice because it shows you the actual pattern. I mean, the actual pairs that are due. And now you can look at Florida and you can say, all right, first of all, I don't think there's going to be, I do not think that there is going to be a double. So we can go down and drop this to a single only. I don't play triples. So we got 91 numbers boxed already. Super high chance that the winner is in there. In this little batch right here for tomorrow for midday Florida. Now that's a lot of numbers, but how many is that anyway? I should know that off my head, but I'm just going to copy this and put over here. See what that is. How many numbers is that? 546. So that's a good start. That's a really good start for straights for Florida. There's a high chance for one of these tomorrow to hit. Like it's, oh my gosh, it's such a good chance of that. That yellow is not going to stay out. None. I don't think there's going to be a double. Also, look at the 3 on the front for box. I don't think there's going to be another 3 for the box position. Look at that. High chance that there isn't going to be that too. You could start breaking down some other stuff too if you wanted to. Like you could look at, in general, look at the Florida and see if that shows anything too. Like 3 was just used, but I'm not going to take that out. Oh, look at that, 0 to 3. Wait, why is that showing? Oh, because of doubles and then because of this one. So yeah, 0 to 3 single is coming up for sure. So I'd be looking at that. So where are we at now? So let's just do keys. And let's do 0, 1, 2, and 3. 75 numbers box. Now it's going to bring us below that 500, that starting point. This is just one way to start it. You know, I can do the SB pattern. Yeah, SB. I keep getting that screwed up. I'm going to call the SB PB. I'm calling that SB pairs. I just don't even want that to be called that anymore. So, so this is what I'm thinking for Florida. And then you could do, let me see. No, I don't want to look at that one. Okay. You could look at, oh yeah, the 3 on the box position. I don't think there's going to be a 3 in the box position. So since this is in box, you can remove this in the A position because this is in box. Okay. So around 67. So there you go, 67 numbers. That's a high chance tomorrow that there will be the winner from this. I believe so. So in here, we're doing this in straight, but I'm just going to add these in boxed. It'll convert them over 2 straight. So what do we have left now? Now we're down to 402. I believe the winner is going to be in here tomorrow. So now you can do other filtering, right? Like look at this. Let's go over to one of my favorite things to do, which is one of the ways how I got a win the other day. I'll show you right now since I'm on this one. I went to evening, and they go to SB, or you go to single box pattern, not pairs pattern. You'll see that right there. This is for the evening specific, but I knew it was coming. Right there, look at that. That's what I seen. See that? I seen 2, 3, 2, 2. I knew that the next time a single drops, is almost like a 95% chance that a 1's going to hit, and that's what hit. A 1 hit. See that? That's what I'm talking about. This thing works so good. If you see a group of 3 or 4, 2s or 3s at that 20 to 30 day mark, it's coming. There's going to be one of these patterns is going to hit. And it only had me down to like 45 numbers or so boxed. So looking at Florida right now, midday. Let's do midday alone, 30 days. See where this is at. See, this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. That's just not, it doesn't help me. So I'm going to look at them combined ones and see if that shows anything. Now, this could say, oh, look, a 1's going to hit, because look, a 1 hasn't hit in a while, and it sure could, but I'm leery about it at the 30 day, because there's only 1, and that one does not hit that often. So what I would do is I'll go back, I'll go to 20 days. So now we're at 20 days. We got 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, bunch of 1s. There's a chance that the winner could be in here, but it's not super high, but it could be. So if you thought it was, you just go to reduce numbers by options. These are box form. You're going to take it like that. You're going to copy it, and then you're going to bring it over to the slasher. Make sure you change this back over to select, not unselect. You're going to select numbers boxed, and you're going to drop them in there. You're down to 18 box numbers for Florida. If, that's a big if a 0 turns to a 1 at the 20 day mark, combined, at 20 day mark. I mean, a lot of 1s drop, but I like more breaking it up so they're not combined. So first of all, let's just see what's going on with, because I know 0, 3 is going to hit. So let's go ahead and do 0, 3 only. Here we go. Let's do that one. So let's go to midday for that one. 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There's a good chance it's in there, I feel. This is at 20 days at midday alone. So you could do, instead of doing 10 days, go to 2 weeks. Gives you a little bit more time. 2, 1. That's a lot of patterns though. But I mean, there's a good chance that's in there because you're only eliminating those ones up there. I think there's a high chance it's in here. Same thing you do is go over here. Typically, I don't do 2 things like this. I wouldn't do the SPP and the 03, but so we're down to 14 box numbers. And I don't even know, is there anything due in Florida? Seven is getting up to 2, 7 or 2. Now I would say a 7 or 2, and this is just another way to break it down to get really lower numbers. A 7, 2 are in the same category. I'll show you. So let's go up here to Florida, and then go to, here we're already on it. Well, actually, this is a 5 or a 2. You see this one? HRX 3 is a 5 or a 2. So that's what that's showing, that there's a high chance for a 5 or a 2 tomorrow. Okay, but if you look at, I think it's the neighbors. Nope. I think it might be the V0. I think it's this one. 7 or a 2. See that? This right here, V0, 2 equals a 2 or a 7. It's out 9 draws. So there's a high chance for a 2 or a 7 tomorrow. Like super high chance. So now you could come over here and you could go up to keys and you could do a 2 or a 7 use, not just a 7. You know, the 7's yellow. But you got 9 now. So like I said, you know, maybe you don't want to do all this stuff I just did. So like if I get rid of these, it's obviously going to bring me way up again, but I just want to see where it's at. So because this is very reasonable right here, I think highly reasonable that it's going to hit. So there's 41 box numbers. This is for Florida tomorrow. What I just did a second ago is I feel there's a good chance, but this is a really good chance that the winner's in here tomorrow. Then you could take, you know, start breaking stuff down more or whatever if you bring it to lotto odds or however you do it. So Florida though. Oh, and then, that's what I was going to say. So check this out. So look at this. These are yellow right now. And remember, there hasn't been one from the top 3 in a while now. You have 11, 12, and 14. These are all yellows. Okay. 4 is a red, but these are yellows. So maybe these are a good chance compared to the 15 or the 13. So what I would do, let's just see what Florida midday shows by itself once. 12 is at the top. Go back over there. Let's just copy that. So this would be another way of doing things here. I could take this. I'm going to copy all those yellow. This is the top 4. Normally I only do the top 3. I shouldn't say that because I do take top 4 too sometimes. What am I doing? This is one of the ways I've really been getting that low. Doing the SP pairs. Turn on to 37. But like I said, I really like, I'm going to copy this one again, at least this one here at the 2 weeks, because look at the 2 weeks when you go to most draws. There's a super high chance that's going to be pulled from one of these. And it's not going to reduce it a lot now without doing the other one I did earlier, but let's just go like this one's. Down to 29. Okay. And now let's just go back up to the SBP, and then we're going to go to 10 days. I'm not going to mess that. What was that? Combined? I think it was that combined. I think it was at 20 days, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't like that. I'm not going to do that. I do think the 0 to 3 one was very likely, so I'm trying to be a little bit better, more conservative, but I think the winner is a good chance to be in here tomorrow for Florida. Now you could break it down even further if you wanted to. That 7 is very likely soon, but to be a little bit better, more conservative, 2 or 7, right? And, like I said, if it was a 7 and 5 at the top, I wouldn't be so interested. But because these both share, one of these together, then I know that one of those is about to hit soon. And that's another way you can reduce numbers too, to start off with. I like to start off now. I start off with the SB pair pattern by taking the top 3 or going over to the 1% and seeing what colors do. Like I said, you can actually do the pair patterns too, and you can, if you would flip over for me, you can actually see which ones are due for each state. And it's not going to load for me right now. Anyway, that's one way of doing it, and then you're able to get it low, very low. So here, like look at this, you're able to do. Here, let's not do it boxed right now. Let's just do it straight up. So let's just go numbers, and then we're going to do that V0. Let's just say that one's going to hit. So we're going to say it's, wow, why is it unselect? I hate that. I always got to change that back. We're going to do a 2 or a 7 for Florida. Right? What does that give us? Starts you off with 488 numbers. That's a super good batch of numbers right there to start you off with, because there's a high chance that a 2 or a 7 will be used tomorrow. And then like I shown, that there's probably a high chance that there will not be a double because there's been 3 in a row. So you're down at 384. Very good chance of winners in there. And then, of course, like what we just did a second ago, just doing a yellow. So this is without doing all the other filtering I did. Let's just go and drop this over here. So we're going to do this is pairs boxed. Okay. 294. There you go. Tomorrow, in this batch of numbers, there's a high chance that the winner's in there. Just very good chance. I mean, if you look at the filters that we applied over here, I said probably not a 3 in a box form. I said 0, 1, 2, or 3 used. I think that's high chance too, which we already picked a 2. So that would, oh wait, no, you can still, because it's got the 7 in there. So actually we can get that a little lower here. We can go to, like I said, 0, 1, 2, or 3 used. 3. So down to 252 tomorrow for Florida. And then, like I said, you could go over here if you wanted to and look at the box pairs that are due. You know, like 24, 47, 69. Okay. Top ones here. Let's look at the midday. 33, 40. Not interested in doubles right now. 47, 78, 67. What you could do with the information is you could go over and look at the box pairs and show you, does any of them stick out in here, you know, that are due right now over there, but like the 24 maybe. Wasn't the 24 one due for the combined? Yeah, 24 is top one, so maybe the 24 tomorrow. I don't know if there's any other ones that were in there. That's one way of doing it, but like I said, I've kind of pushed myself away from looking at this filter because these, look at 73 draws, 66, that could go for another 10 draws. You know what I'm saying? That could go for another 7 or 8 draw. I don't know. Sometimes you get to 100. So when do you jump in on something like this? That's the only issue with, maybe it's, you know, like I said, because there's a great chance for a yellow to be used tomorrow. So one of these is more than likely going to be used for midday tomorrow. So maybe now would be the time to look at this. I don't know. But anyway, so to get it below 500 starting off straight, I think one of the best ways is to first start off on the 1 to 10% filter. Pretty much where I go to, this is where I start off. I should say, first thing I do is I start with what keys are due, you know, like what states, if I'm playing online. A lot of time I'm just focusing on my Wisconsin state and sometimes Minnesota, but, you know, if you're going to do that online, you could do this, but right here, so if you go to the 1 to 10% filter, I think one of the first things you should do is look at, you know, what's due. Not in that. You want to look at like just like what we were just talking about. So you want to do like V tracks, and then you got to bring this to keys. Okay. Oops, sorry. All keys. So here, like we shown that V track 3 is out for Florida, right? Now, the V track one. What's the V track one? The V track one is this one here. It's out 9 draws, and that equals a 7 or a 2. So a 2 or a 7, right? There's a high chance. Look at that. It's only been out for like 5 draws typically. So high chance for a 2 or a 7 tomorrow in Florida. I would be willing to bet on that. Is it going to be a 2 and a 7? Maybe. Or 2 2s, and I doubt that. I don't think there's going to be another double, but you see what I'm saying? So this is a good way to start to bring your numbers under 500 right off the bat, having one of these that are due, that are really due, not like, oh, you know, this has been out 2. No, you want something that's been out, you know, past max by a couple days. It's coming, right? 2 or 7, that's going to be hitting here in Florida. That's a good way to start. And see, you can come over here and you can look at the 1%, other states, see what's going on, you know? Same thing, you know, Illinois. And it's nice to find them combined. But so Illinois, sorry, same thing, 2 or 3. I'm sorry, 2 or 7. Lots of those. Wow. And that Pennsylvania, that's a 1, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. I think it's a 0 and a 5. A 0 or a 5. And then, like I said, you can do the, if you don't see anything for the V tracks for your state, you can do A tracks. But you got to have it on keys, all keys. And then you do like Colorado, 3 is out, Pennsylvania. So Colorado 3. So Colorado A tracks 3. So you go over here to switch this over to A tracks. Switch this up to Colorado. It was combined. So there you go. Colorado A tracks 3 is out. What is that? What does that equal? What is 3 equal? It equals. I just look at the doubles and then go over here and see what was pulled. So it's definitely a 5. And then it is, I think it's a 2. Yeah, it's a 2. Sorry. So I think a 2 or a 5 will be pulled in Colorado soon. It's been out 7 draws. Previously, the longest it's been out is 6. Yeah, it doesn't go back that far there. You could just take a peek at the midday just to see if it stays out longer on the midday. And you'll notice no. And that's going back into 4-4. So that is one way of doing it, to get it down below 500 really quick before you do any other filtering. I like this. This really works well. It's just really good, because then if it doesn't hit, like, it just, the stock goes up on it. But you got to make sure you get it at that 1% mark. I ain't pissing around with anything at 2, 3, 4%. It's for this particular filter. And like I said, A tracks, V tracks, neighbors, those are kind of where I jump at when I'm doing this one. And it tells me what's going on. Like Virginia midday, 5 is due for the neighbors. So let's go look at that one once. Neighbors, Virginia, and it said 5 is due. Was it combined? It must not have been combined. What was it? It was midday alone. So midday 5. There you go. It's out 7. And that would be definitely past max. Look at that. Should be getting an 8 or a 9. An 8 or a 9 is about to drop in Virginia midday. Like 100% it's coming. 8 or 9 do not stay out long, typically. Definitely, you know, like, I'm going to make a video on that. I've been doing some stuff for pre-sorted. And man, as much as I focus on like the 0 to 3 keys, you know, I mean, look at that. Look at Florida. Look at the Florida. It's ridiculous. 0 to 3 has been used like every day since the 623. Look at that. Look at that. But so I'd look for a break coming up on that too. I didn't even think about that. Sorry. So there's a good chance for a 4, 5, or 6 being used. Dang, I didn't even think of that one, to take that into account. So when you look at the numbers that I have down, is there anything that even, I did that, maybe I shouldn't have did that, maybe I should have did through 4 there. See if that adds anything. Wow. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. So this is what I'm thinking. This is one way of bringing it down below 500. And then I also do the SB pairs, like I've shown. This works absolutely amazing. They flip constantly. And then also I do, did I even add that to that? I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Didn't I? Yeah. And then also I do the SB single box pattern. Works amazing too. So a lot of times you look at that 20, 30 days. So let's just keep it at the 20 day, and let's just go and look once. California. See, it's got a 1. Arizona. It's a bunch of 1s. Colorado. 1s. Florida. Florida is at 2. So let's go to that Georgia. Okay, first of all, I'm screwing up right here. We should be looking only at not combined. When you're doing this, you don't want to do combined, typically. Sometimes I do. Mostly you don't, because it gives you better. Like, look at this, Illinois, 2, 2. There's a high chance for 1 tomorrow. So 1, that means the pattern that the winner will come from this if it's not a double. You got to remember that, if it's not a double. But that means you just eliminated almost half the numbers. See what I'm saying? Now it's been only all 2, so I would look at maybe a different one. Look at this one. It just shows you how often they hit here. So let's just move up to 30 days. It's a little bit riskier. Get less patterns though. That's what I did with the evening with Wisconsin the other day. Like this one here, maybe Kentucky evening. No, I don't like that one. Michigan. Here you go, 2, 2, 1, 1. I prefer to see 3 or even 4. Then I really know 0 to 1 is gonna hit. Remember the yellow are the zeros. And then also I think Michigan 2 is due right now. So this is just like really quick. You could just take these right here. Take that like that. 2 is due right now. It's the highest. What am I doing here? This is for Florida. I don't want to delete that right now. I don't know what this is. Let's just go like this. Let's do boxed. This is for Michigan tomorrow. And then I think key 2 is like super due right now. So let's just do that one. This will be a quick run for, there's Michigan for tomorrow. See what I mean? That's how you can do this. And this works. If you have a state showing Michigan, like what is Michigan at now? Michigan is at like 2.8 is due to, or 2.7 or 1.2. Box pair, but look at that, 17 draws. 2 should be dropping here soon in Michigan. I think it's worth the risk. And like I showed you on here, there's a high chance that a 0 turns to 1. Now, is that the 30-day? Let's see. It's not a super high chance, but there's a good chance, I feel, that it's going to come from this batch right here. And so that batch is right there. And then with key 2, you're only left with this many numbers. And there's that 2.8 right there, the top box pair due right there. Anyway, that's one thing of doing it. I'll do some more specific videos that I really try to get to be 15 minutes that are going to be just for the straight tracking, and then another one for the 8 pair sums. But that's it for now. So, all right, bye.